MAJaC Radio.
This is MAJaC Radio.
MAJaC Radio brings you history in the making.
2 powerful diplomatic visits.
2 global partners.
1 extraordinary institution.
Join MAJaC Radio 92.2 FM as we launch our special editions featuring His Excellency Liu Jin, Ambassador of the People's Republic of China, and His Excellency Fahri Türker Oba, Ambassador of the Republic of Turkey.
From youth empowerment to scholarships, from media innovation to global partnerships, these landmark interviews highlight MAJaC's rising influence and the future of journalism in the Gambia.
MAJaC Radio, shaping voices, shaping stories, shaping the future. Stay tuned, stay inspired. Only on MAJaC Radio 92.2 FM.
Good afternoon, listeners. You are tuned into MAJaC Radio 92.2 FM, broadcasting live from the Media Academy for Journalism and Communication here in Bakau, Newtown South. This is a very special edition of our program, a series where we bring powerful, inspiring, and influential voices to the MAJaC community. And today, we are incredibly honored to host someone exceptional. For the first time in our institution's history, MAJaC is hosting an ambassador right here on campus on this radio station. Ladies and gentlemen, we are delighted to welcome His Excellency Türker Oba, the Ambassador of the Republic of Turkey to the Gambia. His Excellency's embassy supports sustainable agricultural development, where they recently supported a cold storage facility in Pirang that will help Gambian farmers reduce post-harvest losses. He also promotes educational cooperation, supports development, and many other sectors. His Excellency joins as part of a visit aimed at strengthening educational ties, exploring media cooperation, discussing new opportunities for capacity building between Turkey and the Gambia. From the development projects to scholarships to cultural exchange, today's conversation promises to be informative, inspiring, and of course, even a little fun. Your Excellency, thank you for joining us. Welcome to MAJaC Radio.
Thank you very much, Madam. It's an honor. Thank you for inviting me.
And before we get into the serious topic, Your Excellency, to begin lightly, this is radio and we love a warm start. Listeners, I would like to remind you that, and I am your host, Awa Bob, representing Group 1 Advanced Diploma 10. Your Excellency, this is your first time at MAJaC. What was your very first impression when you walked into our campus?
Well, thank you very much. Well, the first thing that I saw was bright people. I had great energy and lots of ladies. I think that is also very important for the development of a country. Pushing forward women in the media sector, I think it's great. This is the first impression I had, and I had a very warm welcome as well. So I thank all the administration and the MD for their nice welcoming.
Okay, amazing. And we know Turkeys are famous for their tea, and Gambians are famous for attaya or chai. Which one will you say has more power?
Well, they are different, but they're also the same at some level. You know, tea or coffee is a moment of convivial exchange. People get together. It's a social exchange. Mm-hmm. It's more than just drinking caffeine or tea. Mm-hmm. So this is how I look into things. You know, in Turkey, in the morning, first thing, many houses, they just light the oven to start the tea. Mm-hmm. We drink black tea. And we are the biggest consumer of black tea in the world per head. Mm-hmm. I'm not talking about green tea or other teas. I'm talking about black tea. For coffee also, it's very important. And there is a saying that says that if you offer coffee to somebody for 40 years, you will be friends, you will exchange. So it's always about this exchange between people. And I see that also with the attaya. People get together, they speak, maybe gossip. They talk about the little problems or the big problems of their own, of their country. So it's a way of union and social exchanges. So this is how I see things. But there's too much sugar in the attaya. So I always ask, can you do it without sugar, please?
Interesting. So which of these, chai and tea, which one do you think is more powerful?
We call also chai.
Okay.
Our black tea is also, we call it chai. Yeah, attaya I think is really nice, but I like it without sugar, as I said.
Amazing. And if you were not a diplomat, which career will you imagine yourself in? Journalism, teaching, or cooking Turkish kebab?
Aha, very interesting. So actually I studied economics and I wanted to become a broker. That was my aim. But I did some internships and I said, well, this is not going to work. I'm not going to be happy. So I converted myself into international relations and this area. Yes, why not? I mean, I would like to be maybe a real estate developer. That would be very happy. I would be very happy to do that, to create, to design. I think I would be happy in such a sector, but a restaurant, why not? But it's really service, rendering service to people day basis. It's not easy. It's not easy. So I'm not sure. Maybe construction is more long run. So it's more suiting my personality, I would say.
Lovely. And you were once quoted as saying that African prosperity and peace will benefit the entire world. What do you mean by that?
Well, let's start from micro to macro. I mean, let's talk about the Gambia. Everybody says Gambia is a small country. Okay, you're a small country, but you are in a great place. You have water, you have land, you have fertile land, you have sun, and you have a river that is cross-cutting. And you're safe and stable. Think of the environment, all the countries that are surrounding the Gambia. Every country doesn't have that chance. I mean, the people of West Africa are great people. The cultures sometimes are similar. I served 20 years ago in Senegal as well, so I had the occasion to see another country that is close to the Gambia. But this is great. Without security, prosperity is very hard. You can have great brains, but if you cannot go out in the evening, or if you cannot go out without being escorted by somebody, foreigners will not come. Look, this country is attracting a big number of tourists. It has still, I think, a big path to go. It can double, triple, maybe go to 1 million very quickly. But people are coming, and Nordic countries are coming. The Netherlands is coming. You know, countries that where if they said there is trouble, there is security concern, they would just divert to another country. I mean, this is what I wanted to say. And the more countries become safe and they can develop themselves, this will also bring a better condition for the whole continent. This is what I meant. I mean, security and development are very linked to each other. But it doesn't mean that if you only have security, you will have development. But you have to go together. It's two elements that are crucial for the good function of democracy and for the good function of the society.
Okay, Turkey's presence in the Gambia has grown significantly in recent years, especially in infrastructure and economic cooperation. Your Excellency, what does Turkey see as its strategic interest in the Gambia, and what makes this partnership special?
This is a question I get a lot. What is the hidden agenda of Turkey? Why are you so interested in the Gambia? Well, I respond looking at the profile who asked me. If it comes from X persons or X institution, I take it differently. When it comes from you, I take it sincerely. Well, you know, our relations lately started in the 90s. It was, you know, our late president proposed a defense agreement and to propose to many countries. Gambia was the country that accepted it, and we started training. Military training, then also gendarmerie. In the days you had gendarmerie, then also police training started, and this created a big I think, very good communication channel, and we like the Gambia. You know, as I said, you are a safe country. You are serious people. We have lots of students in my country and also in Northern Cyprus. Lots of Gambian students, and they do their trainings, they do their education, and they come back mostly. So they are good people for us. And as I said, you are geostrategically also very well located. You're just at the edge of Africa. You can be accessed by the river, you have water, you have land. So these are all green ticks for me. I mean, the opposite will be weird. Okay, you are but a small country can develop quickly. A country that has 100, 200 million, it will take ages and decades maybe just to make small step. By here, you can, with small, really clever moves, you can touch many people of the society at the same. You can train them. Why not? In 20 years, this country can become in a very different place, positively, I mean.
Interesting. And the Iberra Group recently signed one of the biggest foreign direct investment deals in the Gambian history, and the Banjul Port Concession Agreement. What is Turkey's vision for this project, and how it will transform maritime trade in the Gambia?
Actually, madam, this is the biggest investment to the Gambia. So I just want to rectify, not one of the biggest, it's the biggest.
Okay.
It's between $700 million to $1 billion. So, you know, there's the Banjul port. Now it's going on well. Before we had about 3 weeks of waitings. Ships had to wait. Now in 4 days, the ship comes, offloads, onloads, and leaves. So 25 days of waiting versus 4 days of all operations. So, and these are done by Gambian people. MAJaC just brought the operation team. The people are still the same people. It's Gambian Port Authority. They are working for the Gambian Port Authority. It's not a company that took over the port. It's a concession where a private company supports the state. So this is how we should see things. So the Minister of His Excellency, the Minister of Transport is very much involved. GPA and other interlocutors in the Gambian administration are very present. So everything is scrutinized very carefully, and it's going very well, I think. And the aim is to make Gambia again a hub. This is the objective. Trade that is not just destined for Gambia, but also for third countries, Mali, Guinea-Bissau, Guinea, even some part of Senegal. This is the aim of the company, to increase. And yesterday there has been some interesting agreement between Senegal and Gambia about the trade, because Mali needs lots of petrol. They are blocked, so we are trying to push so that the Gambian route is used to facilitate, because this is a more secure route. So this is the transit trade is the future of this country. So that is the aim of one of the biggest aim of this port. Facilitating more efficiency, more professionalism, always with the Gambian people, the employees of the port, and of course transit trade. These are the two aims, madam.
Thank you. We've also seen cooperation with Oluskan on transport and logistics. What new opportunities does Turkey foresee in upgrading roads, mobility, and regional connectivity?
Well, you know, this morning I visited the Gambian Ferry Authority, the MD, His Excellency. It was a very good meeting, and you know, we have also a company that will soon start between Banjul and Barra, Negmar. The biggest problem of the Gambia is mobility, because you are inside another country and you are on different rivers, there are banks. So I think unless we don't develop, everybody will be concentrated in Banjul and surroundings. I mean, you have lots of places that are very close to the capital. So I think mobility is great. We have seen lots of new roads that are being officially inaugurated, and we welcome that. And there are other ideas. So this is how the National Development Plan will proceed. The River. Everybody has to do something. Every country brings little bit spice in the meal so that it becomes more tasty. And this is what we are seeing. Gambia is going forward. Or maybe not at the speed everybody wants, but there are new developments, and this is great. And I am here since about 20 months, and I have learned a lot. I have seen differences. When I arrived, the roads were not like this. Now it's much better. So everybody has to do their own bit. If everybody works correctly, the big picture will be better quickly.
Turkey has a strong focus on technology transfer and value chain development across Africa. What potential do you see for joint innovation in agriculture, transport, or digital systems here in the Gambia?
I think agriculture is a big future. I mean, every country tries to feed their own people. You are lucky, you can even feed more. So most countries, they have to import to feed their own people because you have water and land. This country, you can have 2 to 3 produce per year. This is great. In my country, mostly it's 1 year, 1 produce, most of the country. So we have to see carefully what can be done in the interest of the Gambia and the Gambian people. So this is, I think, an important sector we have to develop, how we can cooperate more in the agricultural sector. But this is not an easy sector because it's lots of manpower, of course technology as well, but first is manpower. I mean, and you have to create the environment. Sometimes they need a big investment also. And you have to attract companies to come to your country. I think this is the biggest challenge the Gambia has. Territorial marketing, if you want. Maybe it's not the appropriate term, but this is what you need to do. Why invest in the Gambia? You have to be more attractive because lots of competitors around. And you have to make sure that you channel the investments. For the other sectors, yes, but first I think agriculture, technological investments, yes, why not? But for that you need also other vectors that are still, I think, being constructed or are not just always here yet. But in the near future, why not?
Interesting. And one of the strongest pillars of Turkey-Gambia relations is education. Many Gambian students have benefited from the Turkey Scholarships program. Your Excellency, how are the Turkey scholarships shaping the next generation of Gambian leaders?
This is the most important, I think, cooperation that we have. Of course, capacity building, but scholarship. You know, our scholarship are all-inclusive. It's including the plane ticket, the lodging, and the education fee. This year, we sent about 35. It was graduate, undergraduate, PhD, and theology. Each year we try to increase the numbers. So around January, it's online. You just apply. You don't go through an administration. Nobody designates you. Anybody who has good grades and a vision for the future can upload their application. It's online. They have to follow our social media. And around April to May, there is an interview committee that come and has interview with the people to see if what they ask is really what they are in their minds. They try to see the motivation of the students. I think this is the most important investment you can do for the Gambia. You know, a computer, a bicycle, a motorcycle, these things spoil quickly. But when you invest in education, this is for 20, 30, 40 years, even more. And I think capacity building and trainings are the future of for the bridge, for creating the bridge between countries. This is how you create positive feelings. Or this is also how you increase trade. When somebody knows a country better, when he or she wants to do trade or anything cultural, he or she will be interested in that country because he or she already knows the country, the institutions, what they do, maybe the companies or the cultural groups that are there. So it is the most important. So we are also every year struggling to increase the numbers.
Right. Just a follow-up question. What is the Turkey Embassy or the Turkey Republic doing aside from criteria from a good grade for students who wants to apply and has good grade but also want to know other criteria involved for one to be qualified?
Well, this is an open system in every part of the world. The same questions. You have to answer the questions, but mostly is what do you want to do? Are you positively motivated? Why do you want to go to Turkey? Because some people, they just apply to apply. They apply to 10, 15, 20 scholarships. Say whatever. If I get one, I will go. This is not the candidates we are seeking for. We are seeking for candidates who are really determined to say, well, I want to go because. And those who can share that emotion and that feeling with our side, they have a better chance. And sometimes knowing also a little bit about our country is important, because sometimes they ask very basic questions. Now we have a cultural center also active in Yunus Emre Institute. We have Marif School. I mean, these are also areas where people can try to get more information and to see how they can be better candidates. It's great, of course, but there are also other elements, other factors.
Thank you, Ambassador Oba. We have many Gambians studying in Turkey. What role do you think they will play in strengthening our bilateral cooperation once they return?
They already do. And there are now thousands of Gambians who have studied in Turkey. Not just scholarship, there are also many Gambians who go and pay. And we know the challenge it brings to the families, because, of course, sending each child abroad is an expensive act. But I see a lot in many critical administration when I always meet somebody who said, well, I did a training, I studied. So this really puts positive motivation on us. We see that what we do is right, because the objective is not to get the best brains and to get them to my country. That would be the easy bit. The great bit is to train the people and to make sure that they come back and give back to their community, to their country, because our job is to develop this country. That is the main ambition of my country, a more developed and prosperous Gambia.
Okay, how does this visit open doors for cooperation with MAJaC?
That's also, yes. So, I propose some training, let's say. Hopefully we will undertake it quickly in 2026, but we have also maybe we can have contacts between TICA, our cooperation agency, to see what we can do, as we already did a few years ago, how we can support this school. I think these are the first areas of cooperation, training and also some maybe equipment-wise also support.
What areas of support or collaboration do you envision in media training, journalism and education?
With MAJaC?
Yes.
Well, in mind I have a training, somebody, a professional would come and train the students here. That's what I have first in my, as an ambition.
Okay, our TV studio was upgraded by TICA, Turkish Cooperation and Coordination Agency. Do you have plans to upgrade it to state-of-the-art studio with modern studio equipment?
Why not? We spoke about that with Mr. MD as well. So I think we have to create again a contact with TICA so that they can also see and how we can support what we can do in 26.
Now, Ambassador, I want us to talk about the Turkey's culture. And we said Turkey's culture is rich and diverse. How does studying in Turkey help Gambian students gain new cultural perspectives?
Well, firstly, maybe they learn a new language. Even if they don't speak all of it fluently, many Gambians are exceptional in Turkish language. I see that every day. Gambians are very good in languages. This is a fact. When you learn a language, you learn the literature, you learn the culture. If you live in a specialized in one zone, you learn the tradition that are there. It's like here. Last week I was in Janjanbureh. It was very nice, and I went to what was the name? The school. I'm very bad. the first boarding school.
Armitage.
Armitage, yes, Armitage. And it was so nice, and the band welcomed me. I would not say surprised, but I was very much happy to see those students that all very nicely dressed and welcoming me. I was very touched. And then I met the principal, and then we went to see, we had a little exchange with the students, short, but it was very nice, and I saw discipline and things like that. And studying in a foreign country brings also a new vision to these students. They see, the same for us. You only see from your own lenses, but when you go from a foreign country, you see from their own lenses. So this brings also more, it opens your horizon, and I think this is the biggest investment you can do on yourself. That what you have is not the best or the worst. There's always an alternative, better or worse. That's not important, but you can, when you look at the topic, you can analyze thoroughly with more different angles. I think this is the best thing about studying abroad.
Amazing. And Your Excellency, let's make things a bit fun again. Have you tried any Gambian traditional food?
Yes. Yes.
Supakanja.
I like embahal.
Oh, lovely. And which one store you had?
Well,
Aside from
embahal,
Bahal?
I like benichin as well.
No,
Yes.
Okay. How about supakanja?
I have not tasted that yet.
Oh, yeah.
I love very much your food, but sometimes palm oil is heavy and it's too much spice. So I have to make sure to find. Sometimes people invite me at their home, and when they invite me, I ask them to be less spicy. You like spice? I mean, in my country also many people like spice, but I'm not a spice man. So that's why sometimes I don't always prefer. But when I have the occasion, I always eat. This is great, really. I mean, your fish are delicious. All the yasas. I love that.
Right.
Yes.
And if you had to introduce one Turkish dish to every Gambian, which one will it be, and why should we first do it?
Well, this Saturday we had a training. We brought many chefs to our cultural center, and we brought a Turkish chef, and they were taught how to make lentil soup. Lentil soup is something very traditional, and it's high in proteins, and it's not expensive, and the chefs loved it. And this is, the soups, I think, can be a very easy way to start culinary exchanges, because it's easy to make and it's good for, the tastes are not different. It's something that the Gambians also like, so maybe why not? We can start with that.
Amazing. Now, Turkey is also expanding trade and tourism cooperation with the Gambia. So, but before that, I would want you to tell us what's one funny or memorable moment you have experienced since arriving in the Gambia.
Well, I like your vultures. I mean, the first time I saw that, I said, "Oh my God, are they going to eat me?" We're just looking. I always think there's this cartoon Lucky Luke. I don't know. It's in English. I think it's Lucky Luke in French. I think it's Lucky Luke. Red Kit. And there's always an undertaker who, when there are fightings and duellos, he brings his meter to try to make a tomb for you. And there are always vultures next to him. And I thought about that. And here, when I saw the vultures like pigeons over the lamp, the electric post lamps, or the current wires, etc., or the top of houses. Sometimes they land on the top of our house. I said, "Oh my God, something have boom!" And mostly the roofs, some are metal, so you hear because they are big animals and they are heavy. And once I was walking with my son, he's 3-year-old, on the beach. And we were just next to a vulture near, and I look at their sizes, and I said, "Oh, I have to put him on the other side. You never know." So and also the animals that really marked me. I mean, the birds in the mornings. That's actually the most important thing. I don't use my alarm. I have the same birds humming at the same time in the morning between 6:30, 7:30. When I hear that, I say it's time to wake up.
Lovely.
And that is great. You have so nice birds here.
What potential do you see for tourism exchanges? Gambians visiting Turkey and Turkish tourists discovering the Gambia.
Yes, actually, the Gambians know better my country. This is a fact, and I would like to see more Turks visiting the Gambia. This also it's also a business model. You have to work for it. It's not easy to bring the attention of people who have never been to a country, to bring them. It's first a challenge, but when people get used to, they come frequent regulars. So we are still at that phase. We are in very good term with the Ministry of Tourism and Culture. The Honorable Minister is always supporting us. GT Board, the DG, in very good terms always. Turkish Airlines is, I think, doing an important job for the mobility of bringing tourism. I mean, we have to make sure that Gambia stays a touristic country. This is very important to open doors and to develop this country, because many people rely on the work linked to tourism. So I think it's very crucial, and we still have to work on that.
Interesting. Now, Oluskan has played a major role in expos and investment summits. How important are such forums in strengthening economic ties?
Which forum?
The Oluskan Forum.
Well, forums are very important. I just mentioned two forums, for example, Halal Expo and the Trade Forum that happened in the beginning of November. So, the end of October. They are very important, these forums, to attract B2Bs. You know, big companies, they already talk to each other. The important is to make sure that small and medium enterprises know each other, and they find trustworthy people on the other side, because there are lots of crooks on both ends. So we have to make sure that every investor or anybody who wants to buy goods gets good, trustworthy people on the other side. So I think that's the big job, the big challenge, and these kinds of forums are where you can really see who's really credible or who is not credible.
Okay, and many Gambians, including our managing director, visited Turkey for treatment. How important is health tourism for Turkey?
Health tourism is an important part of our service exports. We have a very good health sector, and we welcome many Gambians, and we are pushing for that. I mean, when there are sick patients, the visa procedures there are special procedures, so we try to facilitate. There's always a humanitarian side for health. So, and it's a big sector. I don't have figures of how many people went there, but there's a big will, and people are asking, and many companies are coming and presenting themselves to local authorities, to administrations, and they are making publicity to see that their structure is welcoming also Gambians.
At MAJaC here, we train the next generation of journalists, filmmakers, and digital storytellers. Your Excellency, how can Turkey support media innovation, digital skills development for Gambian youth?
Yes, last week we had the Yunus Emre Institute was sponsoring and supporting the storytelling competition. It was really nice. I had the occasion to listen. It was at the National Center for Culture, yes, next to the National Museum. And it was so rich. I mean, so many topics. There were gender-based violence, FGM, other topics. I mean, very heart-touching, and the storytellers really were in their role, and some cried. Maybe they have seen things, maybe they have lived similar things. So I think culture has a big way to go, and this is still a baby for us. Our cultural center opened in April of this year, so we hope to go forward. For media and also, I mean, we are sometimes, we supported before the OIC summit, GRTS also. They had some needs and we supported them. We need to do more, but media sometimes is a very expensive field also. I mean, the equipment, etc. It's not something that you can just buy very frequently. So we have to make sure that we get the counterparts to work together really when it's needed. Sometimes people just ask for asking. This is something that I critique a lot. They just ask the same thing from every country, and at the same time sometimes they get the same goods. But instead, if they could find other ways to ask for different types of goods, maybe it would be better. So we have to have a better communication between the sides. And training, again, capacity building, I think it's something that we need to develop also on the media sphere, because a healthy media sector is also a healthy society that gets access to information frequently, unbiased. This is really very nice. And Gambia is a very open society. I was very impressed. The press is very open, many women in the first row, front row, and working really and doing great job.
Now, in terms of infrastructure, will your embassy support in facilities such as computers for our computer labs?
Well, this is also a topic for Tika. You know, the embassy doesn't have funding for.
Okay.
We have institutions that have funding and do projects. The embassy is more operation. We're the roof, and we have different administrations who are working, representing different administration of our country. But of course, I have seen and taken duly note of the needs, and we will work on it.
Thank you. And what opportunities do you see for exchange programs between MAJaC and Turkish media institutions?
This is also something that is lacking, definitely. You are very right to mention these. Right now I don't know how I can do it, but this is an area also that we have to work on. Increasing the collaboration between schools, institutions, yes, definitely. We have to get more in touch with the administration of the school to see what we can do in the future. Definitely, you're right, madam.
Thank you. Now, before we close, Your Excellency, here is a rapid fire round of questions just for fun.
Oh.
So, yeah, please go for just one of the options. The first one is tea or coffee.
Coffee.
You go in for coffee?
Yes.
Okay. Istanbul or Ankara?
Well, Istanbul.
Now, we into games. Football or basketball?
Oh, both.
Oh, you
That's
like
the hard
both?
one. Yes.
Wrestling or boxing?
Wrestling.
Holiday in Turkey or in Banjul?
Not in Banjul, but in the Gambia, yes, because I want to learn.
Lovely. Summer or dry season in the Gambia? Summer or dry season?
Oh, you know, I don't like that word off season. Use that a lot. It's off season.
Off season.
It doesn't. It's not really reflecting the reality. Even when it's rainy season, it rains. There's no dust. Okay, it's a bit humid, but many countries are humid.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have a very nice sky. The colors are even more vivid.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, dry season, but why not rainy season? It's also the smells are more the earth you can smell. Yes.
Lovely. So which one of these would you prefer the most?
Which one?
The tea or the coffee, holiday in Turkey or in Banjul? All of these options I've given you.
Yes.
If you were to choose just one, what would it be?
Holiday.
Amazing. Now, Your Excellency, it has been an absolute honor hosting you today, and an even greater honor to welcome you physically here at the Media Academy for Journalism and Communication. Your insights on education, development, trade and youth empowerment have been inspiring, and we look forward to exploring the many collaborative opportunities discussed. To our listeners across Bakau and beyond, Thank you for joining us on this historic edition of MAJaC Radio 92.2 FM. I am your presenter, Awa Bob, and I thank our colleague Manka Jang, Fatmata Sedikan, Aissatou Mbake, and Mariama Saidi, and our teacher coordinator, Mr. Sang Mendy, and our colleagues listening. Thank you for having us today, and then thank you for granting us this interview. We are well honored.
MAJaC Radio brings you history in the making.
2 powerful diplomatic visits.
2 global partners.
1 extraordinary institution.
Join MAJaC Radio 92.2 FM as we launch our special editions featuring His Excellency Liu Jin, Ambassador of the People's Republic of China, and His Excellency Fahri Türker Oba, Ambassador of the Republic of Turkey.
From youth empowerment to scholarships, from media innovation to global partnerships, these landmark interviews highlight MAJaC's rising influence and the future of journalism in the Gambia.
MAJaC Radio, shaping voices, shaping stories, shaping the future. Stay tuned, stay inspired, only on MAJaC Radio 92.2 FM.